All right, what's up, guys? We're here today with Austin Smith out of Pennsylvania, right?
Correct. Yep, Scranton,
Cool, cool.
PA.
All right, cool. So, man, tell us who you are exactly and what you do.
Um, First off, my name's Austin Smithonik. Right now, I am an undergrad student at the University of Scranton for exercise science and kinesiology, with a guaranteed seat for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program for the 3 years after I graduate. I'm also a certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I also bodybuild myself on the side, and I'm looking to compete in my first show likely this next spring.
Dope. Okay, now break down the kinesiology for those who don't know exactly what that is, like me.
Yeah, so pretty much what it is, the definition of kinesiology is just all the different body movements in regard to anatomy. So it actually, our program for the longest time was named exercise science, and then
Okay.
next year it's actually going to switch to kinesiology. Nothing's changing in terms of curriculum or anything like that, but I guess
Okay.
they're just switching the name to have it correspond with a lot of other universities that use kinesiology. So just a little more well-renowned term to describe the curriculum.
Gotcha. Okay, so staying on track for every other university and college.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool. Great. So when did your fitness and health journey start for you?
It started with me it was the end of my 8th grade year, and I played baseball throughout my entire youth. And then it was following my 8th grade season that I just realized it wasn't for me anymore. I just lost a little bit of interest with the sport. And then from there, I said, well, I have to do something. And not that I'm not a team sport guy, but I
Hmm.
always like the individual aspect of pretty much what I put in, I get out of it. So I think that's what led me to try weight training. And then from there, it was that summer following the baseball season that I just dedicated to weight training, had a little setup in my house, and I started from there. And then it really just transitioned into more and more joining gyms throughout my high school career, and then working along with a lot of my friends and some of my teachers as well at my high school, and then just continuing training and then helping others throughout that entire 4-year period.
Okay. It's just something, I guess for me, it's something about that, watching your body transform, that feel good feeling you get after a good workout that keeps you going and continuing to want to be better and do better in the gym. Like, I think that's a lot of reasons times why I do that. I don't know about for you, but for me, it just, I feel good, I look good, and it just coincides with each other.
Yeah, and that's the best part about it too, especially when you're relatively new to training. That's the only time really within your training career where you could be doing a small amount of work, yet still reap a real benefit from it. And then that's what, if more and more people just kept on it for a little bit, it really doesn't take too long. Once you build that habit, and then you
Hmm.
start seeing those initial results, it really gives you the confidence to stay on it and say, I could really do this, and then just improve yourself from there on out.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, who or what was your driving motivation to start, with being healthy and getting into the fitness world?
It's interesting. Coming from a background like my parents were athletic, but never really in terms of weight training, weightlifting, anything like that. So it was kind of something, it motivated me that I knew I had to do it on my own. So it wasn't
Hmm.
something that I was pressured into doing, and I was just picking it up as an interest. So from there, it kind of gave me a clean slate to allow myself to seek out information. So online was always a big help. I mean, probably a lot of people can relate, starting on bodybuilding.com, reading forums and all that, just trying to soak up as much information as I could. And then from there, testing things out, just getting into the gym, testing out new exercises, new workouts, and then continually making those changes as I went over time. So
Hmm.
it wasn't really one person or one factor. It was pretty much just a culmination of things, allowing myself to learn more and just keep applying it.
Okay, okay. That's the fact that like you said, you wasn't really pressured into doing it. You just kind of naturally got into it on your own, which is that's great. Um, what has been a turning point for you in the industry and in your life? in this fitness journey?
One thing that I think really helps, and it's been more recent than the first few years when I was training, is that I feel like I get more fulfillment in actually helping others achieve their goals rather than me attaining my own goals. So as I
Okay.
first started, it was pretty much just me training and then gradually improving over time for the first probably 3 years. And then it just started very informally. People just, as they saw me progress, they just started to ask me questions. And I would always answer them, always give people tips on their workouts, how to execute certain exercises better, how to look in terms of programming. So that kind of drove me a little more toward the personal training route, which I really got into last year, my first year of college. Same thing pretty much happened, as especially being a freshman on campus, for people to say, wow, this kid has a pretty good physique and has a good knowledge of the topic and it's his major. And a lot of people, they would seek me out for the information. So I would, again, just give them the tips. But then from there, I wanted to formalize a little bit more, and then getting my personal trainer's license and working with clients from there on out.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're really helping helping the kids keep that freshman 40 off.
Oh God,
That
yeah.
freshman 20. So they come to see, look, I've been eating ho-hos and ding-dings and popcorn and pizza. I'm tired of looking, I need to change. So they come to Austin and boom, there it is. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
okay.
easy, especially being on campus when you have a meal plan and it's all you can eat. Like, it's funny, they'll line up the salad bar right next to the dessert station, and it's like, when it's all you can eat, that's a tough decision to make. So I just, hopefully, if I have any say in it to try to have people make the right decision,
Right.
then I did my job.
Pretty much show them the outcomes. Hey, eat this salad, this is what can happen. Eat this ice cream and chocolate, this is what can happen. I'm
Yeah,
just giving you the facts. So you kind of pick it out from there and what path you want to take.
exactly. Just build up your habits, make consistent good choices. I'm never one to say don't live, especially as a college student. I always say there's different levels of what you actually want to get into with fitness. So a lot of people could do very, very well if they have that treat meal at the end of the week. If they have something on a Saturday or Sunday that they may not normally have during the week. But again, I'm okay with that. It's just over time, those consistent good choices that add up on top of each other are really going to help in the long term.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha. So when times get hard, who motivates you when you're like, I don't want to do this anymore?
A lot of that, I would probably say, comes from my parents. And
Yeah.
just being raised, and I'm an only child, so
Okay.
I'm really the priority, as egotistical as that says. But what it motivates them, or it motivates me when I see them do what they need to do in order to allow me to be set up for success in the future without looking for any kind of recognition or any kind of praise. It's just doing the routine things day in, day out that will allow for this bigger picture goal, rather than having each little aspect of our life celebrated because, oh, I did this, I should be rewarded for it. Well, to an extent, but at the same time, there's a lot of just simple decisions that they make for me in order to have me succeed more in the future. And I think that's really what drives me.
Okay. Sounds good. So how do you stand out from other trainers or coaches?
This is a big one for me. I'm very, very meticulous with my exercise execution, because if you go to any gym, and you could look at 90% of that population in the gym and say, where is their biggest aspect of improvement going to come from? And you're going to look at their form, you're going to look at how they execute their exercises, and you're going to say, they have a lot of room to improve there. And there's a lot of value in that. So what you really want to do, especially from a bodybuilding or a hypertrophy perspective, is you're trying to get as much intramuscular tension on one muscle group as you can. So the best way to do that is to set yourself up with an exercise that will do so, and then not having that tension leave. The more and more you train, you'll realize that your body is very intelligent. If you go back historically, think of cavemen moving such large amounts of weight. I mean, they're moving boulders all day, but they weren't so muscularly developed. Well, why? Because they looked at the most efficient way to move the weight and get the job done, which involves distributing that load through X amount of muscle groups. As a bodybuilder, you want to do the exact opposite. You want to hypertrophy a muscle by placing as much load as you can on that one muscle without having other muscles take over. So that's the big thing with me. Definitely exercise execution, exercise selection, really looking at exercises from an objective standpoint rather than being emotionally tied to, oh, you have to squat, you have to deadlift, you have to bench. Well, why? Or how do I make this fit the individual based on what their goal is in the exercise, rather than saying you simply have to do an exercise because Arnold did it 40, 50 years ago.
Right. Okay. So with that being asked, and you saying that, like, so your training style is the bodybuilding training style, targeting one muscle, make sure that muscle is that. And so you pretty much got that from the bodybuilding world. Who taught you that? Who, exactly where did your training style derive from, and who?
Yeah, with the training style, a lot of my information came through the trainers, and actually Ben Pekulski, who owns MI40 Gym in Tampa, Florida. They had, and it was Ben who owns it and still owns it, and then a few trainers that left recently. Joe Bennett, the hypertrophy coach, that's his Instagram tag. I've learned a lot from him. Kasim Hansen is another one, and pretty much all the trainers that began their career, like I said, they parted ways recently, but began at MI40 because they had that central idea of, let's look at people's form, let's look at their execution first, and let's put them in a position to make, at the end of the day, what you just want to look for is progress. And how are we able to get the most muscle on someone and burn the most fat? It's by executing efficient muscular contractions, and that was really the basis of what they preached. And then from there, just taking those principles and then applying them in the gym and seeing where I could tweak some of their individual ideas and make it my own.
Okay. All right. So a little off topic, I see you got a Gators hat on.
Yeah. I actually,
well, down here in the South, we've got I'm from Alabama originally, so you got to pick a side. I've been on the losing side for a long time, but we're going to win eventually. So it's always War Eagle. But as long as you're in the SEC, you're okay with me. You're fine.
That's true. The best football comes from there. So
it's definitely.
So especially me being up north, having to listen to Penn State fans and Ohio State fans. Oh, the Big Ten. No, the Big Ten's better than the SEC. No, it's not.
Every Saturday, like, we play a team that could potentially whoop anybody. Yeah. It could be a give or take. It could be the worst team, Vanderbilt, the worst team, Tennessee, and they could beat you on a good Saturday.
Yep, that's why you play the games at the end of the day.
Exactly. So with that being said, man, what's one fun fact about yourself?
Interesting. Fun fact. Recently, so Sunday, I was in the emergency room for a viral infection, which is not fun and not how I wanted to spend my fall break from college. It was a very weird situation. I was at the gym and I got really dizzy, drove myself home, got out of the car, walked in the house, got even dizzier, then started feeling nauseous, and then I started sweating. It was, to this moment as we speak, they don't know exactly what it was. So, of course, you can't really test for any kind of viruses, so it's pretty much like a process of elimination, ruling out other things. So that's pretty much what they determined. But that's my recent story of something that was interesting that happened recently.
That's crazy. Like, it just out of nowhere popped up. And, well,
yeah.
Yeah,
No symptoms before. It had to be within 30 minutes that it was okay. Have to stop my workout, go home, and then on my way to the ER, which wasn't fun.
did anybody else get sick at the gym, or just you? Just a
N-
single case?
No, I mean, I don't know if it was through the gym or more through school, which is probably the more likely case. I mean, college kids aren't the most
Yeah.
hygienic, but it
Okay.
was weird.
Well, as long as you're better, man, that's the most important thing. You know, you still up,
Yeah.
moving around, still hitting the gym. You did leg day today, from what I see on your Instagram. So
Yeah, that was the 2 days after. I was just very fatigued, and then I was actually able to get back into the gym yesterday and back to my normal self.
yeah, we know leg day is a very strenuous day for anybody. I don't care who you
Oh
are.
yeah, yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
a full body workout every time. So,
100%.
so what is one piece of advice for people entering the health and fitness world that you would give from a trainer's perspective as well as a fitness enthusiast perspective?
I think I could just draw back onto what we talked about earlier and take that first step. First off, don't be afraid to ask someone who is more experienced than you,
Hmm.
because the more and more you find, especially with myself, seeking out others, it's easy to see people in the gym and just, you don't want to judge a book by its cover. If you see a guy that's maybe more muscular than you, and people might assume, oh, he's egotistical, he's self-absorbed. But a lot of those people are the people that I've drawn some of my best information with. If you actually just sit down with them and have a good conversation, you could learn a lot. So definitely do that. And then, like I said, take the first step. Once you have that plan in place, stick with it. Make it a habit. I always say you don't have to get motivated or psyched up to brush your teeth every day, but you do it. Treat the gym the same
Right.
way. Get in. Motivation's what gets you started, and then building habits after that is what keeps you going. Then it becomes a part of your daily routine, and then after a while, it'll be a weird thing if you don't do it. So, and like I said, you'll see those early beginner results very quickly. You'll lose body fat, you'll put on muscle mass, and that will help motivate you and keep you going throughout, and hopefully continue the journey. And at the end of the day, it's a very healthy habit. I mean, people say I'm addicted to working out. Maybe I am, but
That's okay.
it's
It's a
a
good
healthy
thing.
addiction. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I like the quote you mentioned earlier about the brushing the teeth and making things a habit. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put that under your promo just so you know that you
I like
said
that.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. That was very. That was like I was like, oh man, it's like jot this down somewhere real quick. But
Yeah.
that was nice. That was nice. Um, what is your overall mission as a trainer or a fitness coach?
So my overall mission is I don't like to look too much long term. I like looking at the short term victories. So every day, getting in from my own perspective, putting in the necessary work that when I look back a month, 6 months, a year down the line, by putting in each effort daily, those will add up big time. So instead of being so occupied with that long term, stick short term. And then as a trainer, it's just pretty much continually put out the information that I already do. So through social media, through my YouTube channel, my website, all of that, put out the good information and try to reach as many people as I can to broaden my horizons in terms of clients, but also anyone who's just maybe not looking for a trainer one-on-one, but just wants that little tidbit of information that they could try in the gym the next day, and then they get back to me and say, hey, this is a good idea. And I'm like, well, that's just my goal, trying to give people something new to try, and overall just trying to make their training experience a little better.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. Now give us 5 daily tips that you follow to be successful.
5 daily tips. Okay, number one, sleep 8 hours a night. 100%. That is definitely my success tip, especially for a lot of the college-age students that I preach to. They say, Austin, how do you regenerate and have your memory, especially with all the stuff we learn in class? How is your memory so sharp? Because you need to get into REM sleep at night in order for your body to mentally repair. So get yourself to dream. because at that point you're in REM sleep, and then it'll
Mm-hmm.
allow yourself to regenerate those new memories. Also the physical end too, allowing your muscles to recuperate, growth hormones at its highest level when you sleep. So aim for 8. If you can't get 8, get 7, but make
Mm-hmm.
sleep a priority. That's number 1. Number 2 sounds basic again, hydrate. Always stay hydrated, especially when you first get up in the morning. I like to do about 20 to 24 ounces of water with a little bit of lime or lemon juice. Helps
Okay.
my digestive tract getting primed for the day, because at this point with my diet's almost 5,000 calories a day since I'm in an off-season mode, which my body is able to handle efficiently, and it's able to process all that food by taking the time to focus on my digestion, allowing myself to have my GI tract line, making sure my organs are functioning well. Everything, the word detox gets thrown around a lot. Of course, your liver will do that, but allowing yourself to alkalize a little bit in the morning, get the water in there, and then throughout the day as well, especially around your workout window. You don't want to have any kind of fatigue as you're transitioning through the end of your workout specifically. So stay hydrated there. Let me think another one. Number 3, I would say, yeah, we're getting there. 3, read something new every day. Whether
Okay.
it's online, whether it's in a textbook, I don't really care what kind of source it may be, but find something that interests you. Maybe it is working out, maybe it doesn't have to be all the time, but seek out new information. With the technology and the media age that we have right now, there's plenty of information available from textbooks, from online sites, from blogs, and there's a lot of smart people, a lot of people that are smarter than I am, that are offering quality information.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much, like I said, how I started: reading articles, watching videos, and just being a sponge, allowing your brain to absorb as much of that information as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3. 4, I would definitely say branch out with others. Find common interests among people around you. And that's how I've been able to build some of my best relationships, especially going into college last year, starting a new journey. So finding those, maybe within my major, maybe outside my major, in the gym, but look for a common interest. Introduce yourself, as everyone seems to be a little shy or sheltered nowadays. I mean, myself included. Maybe that has to do with technology and we're always on our phones. But
I think so.
yeah. So definitely go up, say hi to someone, and then you never know. You might meet your best friend of the future by doing something as simple as that. And then last tip, let's see if I could get it back, something training related. I would say try something new in the gym, but that could lead people to a little bit of like a whole muscular confusion, like, oh, I have to be doing something totally different. But instead of saying try something new every time, I'll just say keep an open mind, and that has to go with training, nutrition, anything across your entire life. Always be willing to hear someone else's perspective, combine it, and some of my best conversations have come with my friends and just debating things and arguing things, saying, okay, this is why I do it, and then I have these reasons to back it up. And then instead of automatically turning your brain off if you were closed-minded, listening to the other side and say, okay, well, this is why this is how or why they do it, and these are their reasons. So same thing with exercise. I get that a lot, especially the way I train people. Some things you see may not be common practice. It might be something weird. It might be something different. I use all different kinds of accommodating resistance bands, chains. I'll do all different things with machines, but allowing myself to it started from me keeping an open mind and seeking out those that have more knowledge of the topic than me and trying it out. And that open mind has allowed me to refine a lot of those principles into my own craft.
Boom, there it is. Top 5. I'll put those in the notes. Like I said, I gotta let people know the top 5 things here. I'll make sure they see it and can read it. Read something new.
Of course.
There you go.
There you go. That
Right,
has one of them covered.
There you go. That's got one covered. So tell us why you're committed to fitness and nutrition.
So with fitness and nutrition, they go hand in hand. I always try to teach that from the start. A lot of people delve into one without the other. So realizing that your training and your nutrition go hand in hand, they can help one another, they can hurt one another if one is out of place. But staying committed, like I said earlier, is really the thing you want to do, because motivation will run out. Motivation is not going to be there 24/7, 365. It's the habitual action that's going to allow you to build consistent habits and allow yourself to just do the work when you may not feel up to it. You do the work because you know that it has to be done, and that if you look a couple days down the line, a week down the line, you don't want to have that regret to say, man, I missed that workout, or, oh, I shouldn't have had that meal. But that's the thing, just staying committed, and that's a really good term to use to allow yourself to have the best long-term progress.
Oh, cool. Now tell everybody how you can be reached, social media, website, whatever it may be. Drop all your information right here, right now, so they can see it and get at you.
I got you. So I have a website. It's www.smithonictraining.com, and it's a $5 a month subscription through PayPal. And what I have on the website is a full video exercise library. So I'll have a front shot and a back shot of me with each muscle group hyperlinked, and then you'll just click on the hyperlink, and that will take you to a full video library of the exercises that I use for my clients and myself, a video of how to perform each one. Also on there, I have full workout videos where I talk through what I'm going through in a workout, a little logic section, and then the workout itself. I write articles for that as well, nutrition, supplements, training, and then on there I will also post my daily workout. So exercise order, my split, full rep scheme, rep tempos, and then I'll have a note description. So if anything changes from what I've been doing, you could check out the exercise library if I have a reference through there. And then also I have a YouTube channel. I post some exercise full workouts on there. And you could just search up Austin Smithonik for that. And then Instagram is where I post a lot of my information. I have some exercises in my bio. And you could search Austin Smithonik again there. And other than that, Facebook, Austin Smithonik as well. Really trendy, keeping it up with my name. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the website's a really good resource for those who may not want to work one-on-one, but again, want to take what they want from me and my logic behind training at a pretty affordable rate. And then also, if anyone is interested in the one-on-one coaching, definitely either shoot me a direct message on Instagram, Austin Smithonik, or you could shoot me an email, smithaustin789@gmail.com. That works for one-on-one coaching inquiries.
All right. What was the website again?
It's www.smithonik, SMITHONIC, training.com.
Boom. There it is. Austin Smithonik, thank you so much for your time, sir. I do appreciate it. And we're looking forward to building this big network we got here.
Of course. Thank you for reaching out, and thanks for having me on, and always glad to contribute.
All right, man.
Sounds good. Have